Today we are trying a full face of first impressions, so let's get into it. Hi everyone, I hope you're doing very well. So it's been a while since I've been able to sit down and film. I've had a lot going on, but it's still stuff that's kind of all over the place. But I have a couple of makeup things that I want to use today. One or two things that I've tried before, and a couple of things that I've been using on like my TikToks and stuff. But yeah, let's kind of get into it because I'm excited to put some makeup on my face. So let's start off with primer, and I have used this before, and it's the Maybelline Grippy Serum. So I mentioned this I think in one of my last first impressions that I got this sent to me by Maybelline, which is very kind of them. You know what, every time I've used this, it's kind of very hit and miss. So there's a couple of foundations that it works for and a couple of the foundation things that it doesn't work for. But today, because I'm trying a new foundation, I want to see how this kind of works with it. So we are just going to use some, of course, in on my skin and see how it goes, because I'm going to give it a minute to kind of settle in. I think I kind of, maybe I don't let it set in enough, because with it comes to like these kind of grippy serums, you have to kind of leave them in for a minute. I know with like the Elf one, which is like super duper gripping, you have to leave it for like 30 seconds for it to like sink into the skin, whereas with this one it doesn't really give any like instructions. If you can hear any rattling, my baby's on his bouncer having the time of his life, in case you kind of wonder what that rattling noise is. But yeah, I'm just kind of blending this in, and I'll let it settle in for a minute just to see if it kind of feels any different. Okay, so now that I've given that a minute, it's definitely given me like a bit of a kind of shine. It's not very like dewy or anything, it's just kind of nice and just a bit, yeah, a bit shiny. So we're gonna go into foundation, but this is more of a tester slash sample because I don't have any other new foundations to try. So this is by Max Factor. So this is the Miracle Pure Skin Reset. So I got this as like a free sample that you can get, that you can find online. Like there's so many places where you can like find like free samples and stuff, and it's always so handy when they send it to you, because sometimes now you have to like go into an actual store to collect it, and I'm like, no thanks, I'm fine. So yeah, this is in the shade 30 to 40. I don't know why it's not like an in-between, but I'm just going to use it on a sponge today because I want to see how it will work. Because one of the last Max Factor foundations I tried, I really loved. I really liked it a lot, and especially with this one, especially when it's like a sample, I can actually see if it will work for me. So I'm hoping if this does a good job, I can actually buy like the bigger version of it. So that actually looks quite nice on my skin. I think shade wise is pretty good, because again, because it's a sample, I only could look at the shades online and I couldn't see them obviously up close, so I wasn't sure which one to actually get. But it's actually blended in really nicely. I like how it's kind of gripped to like the serum as well, so it's not kind of separating. And it's a bit of a warm day today, it's a bit cloudy outside, very humid, so I'm hoping it's not going to melt off. So I'm going to go in with a bronzer. So this is the Revolution Jelly Bronzer in the shade Light Sunkissed. I think I've used this already on my channel, I cannot remember, considering on my channel, like in the whole of like May, I've uploaded like 3 videos, because again, I have so much going on. I never really have a lot of time to kind of sit down and film, which is totally fine. It's not like this is my job or anyone actually like kind of cares that much, but yeah, because I still have a lot kind of happening at the moment. My days are occupied like with my family and everything, so sitting down to kind of film is like a secondary thing. But today I've kind of taken like a day with me and baby, and my husband's at home, so we are just kind of chilling. And I thought to myself, you know what, everyone's doing their own thing at the moment, so let's just sit down and film, because I have some new things to try. So this one I'm only using like with a brush, because when I put it on with kind of like when I swipe it on, I don't think it gives me like a lot of pigment, if that makes any sense. And I do like this because it's not crazy pigmented. Like with the blushes, they are like completely full on, whereas this one, I feel like with the bronzer, it's very buildable, and you don't have to kind of like work really fast to kind of like blend it out, because again with the blush it stains. It is like a jelly stain kind of thing, which is okay. I mean, I like it a lot. It's very cooling, it's very nice, but this is kind of like a bit different than that one, but it's still pretty nice. So let's go on to blush. So I have two blushes that I want to use today, but they're kind of, you'll see what I talk about. So the first one is by Elf. So this is their brand new sheer fret blush tint. So this is the buildable stain for lips and cheeks, and I have the shade Cherry Cola. So I got this on their website as soon as it kind of dropped, because I was so excited to see when Elf bring out new stuff. Like I said this before, I always buy stuff like pretty much straight away, unless it's certain things that I'm not really into by Elf. But yeah, this is their new kind of like cheek stain. I'm not going to use it on my lips because I never use stains on my lips or kind of multi-use products. So this is a bit of a deeper shade, but I'm going to see how it works. And I also picked up the brush. So the brush is like this one, which is made specifically for kind of like this stain. Obviously you can use it for anything else if you want to, like you can use it for other blushes, but it's kind of made for this. So I'm going to see how it kind of works. And yeah, because it's a tint, you have to kind of work quite quickly, otherwise it just won't really work. But it's okay. It's quite dewy. It's kind of emphasizing my kind of skin, which is probably not the best thing. Let's see how it works on the other side. It's not really doing much. I don't know if it's me, but I'm blending it. It's giving me a little bit of a shade. There's about 4 or 5 different shades. This, like I mentioned, is Cherry Cola, so it's a bit of a deeper shade, but it's not. Maybe in the future I will use it on my lips. I'm not going to go straight from the applicator. I will use like a brush or something. This is okay. It's not really, it's not giving much, if that makes any sense. I think it was about £5, which is pretty good, because I know Elf did mention recently on their social media, I think like most places now, that they're going to be upping their prices by £1. And I know £1 is not like crazy expensive, but especially for brands that are like having to deal with like tariffs and all that stuff, again, I know nothing about it, it's like pretty tough out there. So I can imagine them putting up the prices is not an easy thing for them to do, but it's just I guess a lot of their stuff is still under £10, which is fine. So let's go on to the second blush that I have. So this is Sculpted by Amy, and I've not tried this brand before, and I've seen them everywhere. Like I follow them on TikTok, and I know that they're in Boots, and I recently picked it up at like John Lewis, because they're on there now, and I think this was like £12 or something. So this is in the shade Peachy Pink, and it's a really nice kind of like see-through. I'm not gonna like show you because it'll just see everything, but let's look at the shade. Oh, very nice. I like a kind of like peachy tone thing. I'm kind of getting like more into different shades of blushes, like I've mentioned before. So this is their cream blush, and let's see, I mean, it's got a mirror, but it's not really, I don't know if I have to peel off something. Oh, there we go. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of build this up, because that first blush didn't really do much for me, and I will do a close-up at the end to see how everything looks. That's really nice. I mean, it's very buildable, and it's a nice kind of peachy tone. Again, I think they have about 4 or 5 different shades, which is great, because if you don't like a certain shade, then there's always going to be something out there for you. So next is highlighter. So I've got a new shade by NYX. So this is their Butter Bling, and this was again sent to me very kindly by them. I have used them before. These are like absolutely stunning highlighters. Like if you want overly pigmented highlighters, if you want to be seen from space, this is perfect for you. So I'm just going to add a tiny amount, because gold is not specifically like my type of shade, but it's so blinding and just beautiful. I do have another shade of this as well. I can't remember what it is, unfortunately, but this one is probably not the first shade that I would essentially go for, but I don't know if it's part of like their new kind of range where they have like a little collaboration with like Tamagotchi which is a bit strange, but yeah, these are such gorgeous highlighters. If you really want an affordable highlighter that is going to be super pigmented, not going to break the bank, I really love those ones. So let's go on to eyeshadow. So I have this eyeshadow by Too Faced. So when I first picked this up, I ordered it online. It arrived broken, so I have a broken version, but then like I ordered it from John Lewis and they sent me another one, so they sent me one that is not broken. What I'm going to quickly do is put on some eyeshadow because I don't want to put that on by itself, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to use this Morphe Crowd Pleaser. So this has just got like a couple of shades. This is quite a nice palette as well. So I'm just going to kind of use a couple of shades and then I'll come back on camera and use the shimmer. Okay, so I just used like 2 or 3 shades in that palette. So let's go in with this Too Faced. So this is the Disco Crush in the shade Heart Eyes. So because this is the broken one, I'm going to be very careful. I have used this on my TikTok, so if you want a kind of like close up look, but these are really pigmented. I haven't used many things by Too Faced in a while. I picked up their concealer recently. They're very tiny concealer that is £16 and it is pretty much the same size as this shimmer, but these are like really gorgeous. I think I got it on like a sale because I think this is like one of the last shades that they had left, but it's like super gorgeous, super pigmented. There is a tad bit of fallout, so be quite careful if you're kind of using your finger or anything like that, because well, it will break really easily through the post. But then when you do like use your finger and something, because sometimes I feel like using the finger is a lot more easier, and especially with the heat through your hand to go onto the eyelid is so much like more beneficial. But yeah, it's really pigmented, just can sometimes have a bit of fallout. Now we're going to end on the lips, and I have 3 products. So I have a lip liner by Elf. So this is not a new like part of their line or anything, these have been out for a while, but it's the new shade that I have. So this is the Cream Glide lip liner in the shade Cinematic. So let's get this on because I have obviously 2 more products to use, but I'm just going to kind of use this to line my lips. Okay, these lip liners are so stunning. They're so pigmented. So let's go on to like kind of lipstick powder kind of thing. So this is by Vive. This is their powder, and I've used this quite a few times on my TikTok because I absolutely love this. I have the shade Ripple and I am so excited. I think they only came out with about 3 or 4 shades, but this shade kind of spoke to me the most. So I'm just going to use this to kind of build up because it's a buildable formula, so you do have to apply it a couple of times if you want like a more fuller look. But if you want something quite subtle, then you just use it like maybe once or twice. Okay, these are stunning. Like, I really love this formula. It's really beautiful. I mean, it's kind of more of like the deepest out of all of the shades that I really wanted to get, so I'm really glad that I got it. So this is something that I normally don't do, but I'm going to add like a bit of a gloss at the end because I purchased this recently, and this is like so cheap. This is like £1.50. This is Essence, so this is their Birthday Bomb Shiny Lip Gloss. So I'm not going to use it straight from the applicator. I'm going to use a bit of a brush because it's just going to be messy. Like, this applicator is so like a bit tiny. So this is in the shade Cake My Day. So I am going to just take some on here. This is not even a lip brush, by the way. I couldn't find my lip brushes. I don't tend to use them. So this is just like a mini eyeshadow brush. So let's see how this goes on. Oh my god, it smells amazing. It seemed to have like melted my Vive like lip product, which I guess is okay, but again, it's very warm in here, so that's probably another reason. But it smells so good. Oh my god, it literally smells like cake. Oh, that's beautiful. And it's like £1.50, and I know Essence are known for their kind of lip glosses and especially how affordable they are, but this is my finished look. I'm obviously gonna put in a closer look, but everything was kind of okay. I think the only thing I kind of have a bit of an issue with is the lip tint, and it's not as pigmented as I hoped. I don't know if I'm just not being generous enough with it, but it's definitely not as pigmented as I hoped. Everything else went on really beautifully. The foundation is quite nice. I'll see how it goes a little bit longer, and I might purchase it. We'll see how it goes, because I think it's about £11-12, and the Maybelline Grippy did actually work really well with it. So maybe some of the previous foundations probably were not the best for the specific foundation. The blush is the Sculpt by Amy blush is stunning. The eyeshadow kind of thing is really good. I really like it. Yeah, everything is great. Let me know what you've picked up recently, what you've been enjoying, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias, because I'm always active on there. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.